Hi, everybody. My name is Andrei, and I have a love-hate relationship with my phone. Do you too? Raise your hand if you do. Okay, so it's 90% of... Does it look good? Okay, yeah, okay, thanks. I'm Andrei, and I'm very passionate about mobile. And what I'm going to do today is this love-hate relationship with our phones that we have right now. I want you to help you as digital marketers or digital content writers or entrepreneurs, how to make it to be more a love relationship with the content you do and the apps you do. So, my passion for mobile started somewhere in 2003 where phones were black and white. But for me it was incredible to see something that you can have a computer in your hand. Obviously, the most advanced thing you could do back then was to play Snake, right? But I found it cool to have my own software on that. 5 years ago, we started I'm Ready. That's with a couple of my colleagues. That's focused on building mobile apps and mobile presence for brands in this huge demand. And everything started because I found it fascinating from the beginning how mobile reduces the frustrations we have with technology. Do you remember the time when you used your phone, you had your fixed landline in your kitchen, but you wanted also to see the movie and your best friend called? Do you remember that moment? And it was very frustrating because you couldn't see anything from the movie that was playing in the living room. So one of the biggest things that mobile did, it decreased the frustration we had with technology and increased the level of personalization and of user-friendliness, let's say. Of course, there were some steps in order to be where we are right now with these nice-looking phones, with this technology that always works, with this instant connectivity. At the beginning, we had, in phase one, we could place phone calls from wherever. So we didn't have that problem anymore with being in the kitchen and looking at the movie in the same time. Then we could write text, so there was no need for us to go to the postal office anymore, right? Then the first level of personalization came into place. So this means changing your ringtones. By any chance, did anyone in this room ever buy a ringtone? Yeah? Raise your hands. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, you know, ringtones are one of the most lucrative markets for mobile. So it still makes, last year, it still makes more than $4 billion every year, just buying ringtones, you know? And it's so, well, what? I never bought a ringtone. Who buys them? We see who bought them. But keep your budget lower, yeah? Okay, 4 billion is too much. Then came that moment when you could personalize your wallpaper, and it's again a new level of personalization. So this was step one, phase one of personalizing your phone to be yours. You see, I cannot ask you for your phone and look in your Facebook, because hey, it's my phone, it's my account. Even if the Facebook content I see there, it's public, right? But it's yours. And this was the first thing that mobile did extraordinary. In phase two, what happens, you could take some photos. And I say, okay, very bad photos, but at least you could take some photos, and it was your content. Then, you could play some games. And that's again a milestone in what mobile development meant. Why? Because finally, someone put more effort in building the technology to be a little bit faster, the hardware to be faster, the screen to have more colors, okay, and so on. Then came the use of apps. And at first we used some apps, and then lots and lots and lots and lots of apps. But what we're going to see a little bit further in my presentation is that this app thing starts to fade away a little bit because we got tired of them, right? But now today, we have the computer with us. So I don't feel, very, very seldom I still feel the need to have the computer, to open my computer to do a job. I have it already on my phone, so I don't need a computer. And now even more, I don't even need the TV, because I have my whole living room in my pocket, right? I have Netflix, I have HBO in my phone, so I don't need my living room anymore. But what happens interesting is like, we are not going to use apps anymore that much. And this is the most important thing I want you to be prepared for. Because the app's honeymoon started to fade away. And I'm saying it is like a romance here. Remember, when we are teenagers, let's say, yeah? But we think about apps, not girls, not men, apps, yeah? Think about this. At the beginning, everybody wanted to use apps, but we didn't have a smartphone, right? But we wanted to use apps. We saw the big guys having relationships and so on. Hey, I wanted to use apps too. But then we started, and it got this crazy of using apps. Remember, you were at a beer with your friends or at a wine, and your friends were showing you, hey, did you see this app? Wow, it's so cool. And your whole conversation was about apps. Now I don't think you remember a day when you did that, right? Because then we saw their limitations. Maybe we got a little bit disappointed in the past, you know? And now, okay, I know what my limits are. But what we do right now is we just have this one-night stands with the apps. And but a one-night stand with an app means install the apps, look at the app, delete the app, right? Yeah. This is a long relationship. But we're still very faithful to Facebook or to Gmail or to Instagram, right? Because those apps are tailor-made for us. What happens, the power of mobile was abused by some publishers, and this is why we don't want the apps to be in our life that much. But don't get me wrong, because apps are still not going to fade away anytime soon. Right now, there are about 2.5 million apps in the app stores. And by 2020, there will be 5 million apps. I have enough apps right now. Why do I need 5 million apps? But anyway. But what happens, because this abuse that we got from publishers, some non-app trends started to appear. The most important one is the app fatigue. Do you know this phone? It was a breaking news 2 months ago that Nokia wanted to release the new one. And this is how it looks. Yeah, I still prefer the old one. I was so excited it would look like this, but no, it looks like this. But anyway, who had this phone? Okay, more than half of this audience. Okay. Do you remember it? Do you know why now these kind of things appear and they start to be trendy? Because we don't want this fatigue from push notifications, for always demanding our attention. Hey, a friend liked your photo. No. Hey, you have a new meal. No. I knew you have a new task. You know, it starts to get very, very frustrating. But we hate apps right now, but we still love our phones. And this is why you still get a phone, but with no apps. You get Snake. So you have a shortcut there on your screen for Snake. Because of this trend, because of this app fatigue, that we don't have the energy anymore to put our attention in what the apps demand from us, all the other trends that I'm going to talk to you about emerged. One of the most interesting is this with AI assistants. So at the beginning, when Siri got launched, I didn't understand anything. Why would you talk to your phone? Okay, you had assistants before, but why do you talk to your phone? It's a little bit, you're on the street and say, Siri, where is a restaurant? Can I not Google it and that's it? But then I realized what happened. What happened is that these AI assistants like Siri, like Cortana, like, what's the name from Amazon? Alexa, what they do, they integrate everything from your apps or connected services, and you just talk to one service in a normal language, in a natural language, and it gives you the information from all the apps that you have. So if you say, call me a cab, you don't need to open the app, wait, click, position, etc. Siri does this for you, or the AI assistant does this for you. Then, the new interesting thing is instant content. We don't want anymore to wait, even for half a second, for a page to load, right? If you're on Facebook and click on something and it doesn't load instantly, you close it. Right? This is what happens. And Google and also Facebook did the thing with instant content. Facebook has the instant articles, and Google has the AMP. I don't know if you saw it in the search results. Did you see it? You saw it? Okay. What happens? It automatically caches it, and if your content is cached, it seems it's a statistic that 60% more people click on this and read the content being instant than not. So that's huge. You should optimize from the beginning for instant content. Then, even more, is the concept of instant apps. I don't know if this will work, but it's an animation behind me. Yes, it starts. Okay. What happens? You just Google search something, and it automatically opens the app without you having it installed. So it automatically installs the app. You see the native content, you buy or you navigate, you do whatever you want, and then you close it and the app disappears. Because this is right now the habit we have with using apps. We install it, we use it for 5 seconds, objective done, delete. Why do all these things when you can just have some instant apps, right? And then, another interesting thing is the app-ons, as I call them. We use maps for navigation. So why should I enter in another app that has something to do with maps in order to see hotel recommendations or restaurant recommendations when I can do it directly from Google Maps? And what happened right now is all other services that use maps get integrated into Google Maps. That's an example. So you don't have to create your own app anymore. You just need to hook it up to another more used app or a ubiquitous app like Google Maps. So as we can see, although apps, as we know them, they move to the cloud because the content is going to be there and we just have an interface with Siri or with our screen, mobile content will still be king because 68% of the digital content we consume is consumed on mobile. And this means that right now it's obvious for everyone that, okay, mobile is not conquering the world, it already was conquered by mobile, but it's obvious right now that our content strategy should be mobile first, right? So it's not, again, okay, try to be mobile. No. Be mobile first, and then the other platforms are going to follow you. For this, in order to be a more loved than hated app, we use in our company 3 principles of how to guide our clients in order to make their online mobile presence. Usually people want an app with a lot of push notification. And we already said, because it's not, you're pushing me, I don't want this, right? So the most important thing you need to know is that mobile is intimate. So if you send me push notifications all day long that are not for me, I won't care and I will delete your app now. Mobile needs to know about you, to know about the context, to know about your personality. And this is why you need also to be aware of the physical context, for example. If you are here, if you open an app, whatever app it is, it should give you content about what's around you. This is why we're going to open the Digicom.net app and see all the people you can network with, right? I make a promotion of the app. Did you install the app? Okay. So you open the app and you see people around you that have interests similar to you. And then another thing, mobile should be aware of your mental context. This means if you are somewhere on the street at 2 p.m. or 1 p.m., it means, and you open a certain app, it means you're hungry. So give me something to eat. So I need something for me in that moment, right? And if you have these 3 things and you integrate them in your mobile strategy, chances are very low that people are going to hate you. So everybody, all your users are going to love you. Okay, then it depends also on the content. But now, I suggest a couple of strategies for you, very easy strategies, in order for you to implement or to try out. The first one is optimize for less time used in the app, consumed by the user in the app. And I always give this, right now, even if you're talking with someone on WhatsApp, you see the notification, and that's everything you need to see, right? You don't need necessarily to enter in the app. That's the content. Your content can be also the notification. I always give an example. In Romania is a very popular app right now for news. It's called Busy Day. And everything you need, you have a curated review of the news, and it's something that fits into a push notification. And I never feel the need to enter to read more, because it's so good, that push notification message, that I don't feel the need to enter in the app. So that app is optimized for using less time in the app. I think I'm using 0 minutes per week on that app. Why? Because I see everything in a notification. And okay, this is to process information, but then also to navigate. And again, buy the services of a user experience person to help you have the least amount of friction for your user. So 3 clicks, 2 clicks, etc. Then, optimize for accessibility. It's very good if your app is not used every hour. If it's the kind of app that you need to use every week, that's okay. Leave it like this. Don't try to optimize in those vanity metrics that we see. How many daily active users, weekly active users, etc. If your app is meant to give a relevant content just once per week or just once per month, I think that's too seldom, that's okay. Don't try to push it. And then another great thing you could do for your mobile content is to be in the flash briefings. Do you know the flash briefings? Do you see it on your apps? Who has Amazon Echo? Do you have Amazon Echo at home? No. I think all of you have some flash briefings or some sort of flash briefings. This means, for example, if you say to Amazon Echo is a device you put it in your living room and you can talk with Alexa. And Alexa, give me the flash briefing. And what happens? It just gives you some stories from some news sources. And you can connect to those and your news can be there. Or you have them on your phones. If you have LG, you have that, I don't know, news something, where you can put some stories in. You know it? Like Flipboard. Anyway, you can connect to that, and you don't need your own app in order for users to access your content. Then, try to be conversational. This is one of the greatest things that's going to happen because of the AI assistants. Optimize for dialogue. At the beginning, maybe you don't have the capability to put a bot there in order to chat with you in natural languages, but at least leave the customer or the user the option to put his preferences, to give you feedback, and then for you to change the content based on that. And one experiment I tried, and I always suggest to everyone to try, pretend you are a bot. So if you have a content website or a content app, just say, hey, we're trying out this new AI bot. But there's no bot there, it's just you. Why this is very useful? In order to see how people perceive a conversation with a bot and how open are they to say whatever is in their mind if they know there's not a person behind, you know? And it's extraordinary. Just try it for 1 hour. It will be exhausting, but just try it. Then, I think this is the biggest tip ever. I see video as a mega trend. Me too, but this is not something I said, but Mark Zuckerberg said this. And what they did was absolutely amazing. So starting from this mobile experience we have with Facebook and all the movies, now the content is, you saw that the video content catches your eye, right? And what they did right now, they started making an app for TV. So something that started from mobile as a user experience now goes on TV. And this year, their budget in technology will be a lot on pushing this video mega trend for people to spend more time and consume more content and, of course, more ads with video. And from this small screen, now things are going on the big screen, not vice versa. And if it's something to say as a bottom line, be mobile first and be video optimized for your content if possible. Try to use the strategies, and don't forget that apps are going to fade away soon. So just be prepared for 2020 when there are going to be 5 million apps and it will be impossible for anyone to find your app. And I think this is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrei.
Thank you.
There is some questions for Andrei? Yes, we have one.
I was just wondering whether you had a reason why not to mention Cortana along other...
I said Cortana.
You said Cortana?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had a problem with it, and I wanted to know what it is.
I'm not picky on AI assistants. No, it's okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Andrei.
Thank you.